Data revolution to evolution. It's another big day today. DataCon Virtual Summit is unstoppable. Ladies and gentlemen, this is ET Day today. A very, very happy morning, everyone. I'm your host, Shikha, and well, to talk about the chief financial officers such as you. You are one of the most important cogs of an organization, right? And you, with your financial expertise, have the ability to drive companies to script success, glorified stories, right? Even more so in such volatile conditions. Well, decisive action is required even with incomplete details. But where can one begin to prepare ahead of time? We at Economic Times take this opportunity to bring to you the Economic Times FinCon Summit 2021. A hearty welcome to all of you once again. Thank you so very much for taking the time out and joining us. Well, the theme of our summit being accelerating the business value with data and solving tomorrow's financial problems with that data. The critical steps that a financial leader such as you can take across all financial horizons with the help of data, analytics, AI, RPA, cloud, among so many other tools and technologies to make bold, to make resilient and constructive moves. Well, a survey conducted by Gartner indicates that advanced data analytics and technologies were a top priority for 82% of CFOs. While if you talk about the RPA and other workflow automation technologies in finance, those were a priority for 66% of them. So, in order to effectively plan for the future shocks, so as to say, the CFOs not only need the tools required to collect the multi-dimensional data, but also the newer softwares and dashboards to analyze them in the changing, ever so changing market conditions. Simply put, more data will help all of us take more accurate decisions out there. So let's get talking with our speakers from the industry today to comprehend the dynamics of data, right? But before that, allow me to give a big happy shout out to our valuable set of partners. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to clap for our presenting partner, Dell Technologies. Our platinum partners being Tata Communication, Commvault, IBM, Logitech, NetApp, Hitachi Systems Microclinic, and Hitachi Vantara. Thank you to our gold partners, Juniper Networks, Exclusive Networks, Tenable, Zoom, Amazon Internet Services, Automation Anywhere, and Redington. Thank you, our associate partners, Cloudera, MoEngage, and Samsung SDS. Our supporting association being Data Security Council of India, and our media partners being Analytics Insight and Silicon India. So I'm sure you are already loving the futuristic looking experiential setup that I am inviting and cordially inviting all of you to navigate. So here it goes. Please do visit the partner booths at the Experience Zone. I'm sure you can see all the icons being very mindfully stationed just at the click of a mouse, right? Make sure you avail the opportunity of one-on-one meetings and networking, because I think the joy of being human lies in being social, right? So ladies and gentlemen, also that reminds me that you have to show us some good love, your perspective, using our official hashtag, that's hashtag ETDataCon. Well, it's true that I want all of you to make sure that you have a look at the social wall, the photo booth, the signature wall, and look as to what's exciting at these different places, right? So at the social wall, I'm sure you can see your colleagues, putting in their comments there. The photo booth is something I want all of you to visit. That's something I never miss on. So make sure you put in your comments with your photographs. That just makes us feel happier seeing your happy faces, right? So with that, I come on to the feedback tab. Now, like always, I would like to reiterate that the audience members are most important to us, and your feedback is always valuable. So as you can see right at the bottom of your screen, there's a feedback tab. You can click on it, send in your feedbacks. But here's the thing, there's also a feedback form that's at the respective booth of our partners. So make sure you fill in those also, because you also garner some points while doing so. So I don't want you to miss on any of the points, because it is these points that you sort of, gain and trend on your leaderboard that gets you some real good, amazing Amazon gift vouchers, right? That's up to INR 5,000. So, all right, you can actually visit the leaderboard eligibility criteria that's also there on the platform for your information. You can already smile a little more with me, because logging into the conference has already fetched you some good 100 points. So I think that's a good starter already, right? So all you got to do is just attend the sessions, visit the partner booths, and download the booth content, because you never know which information can really be a game changer in your journey, right? So keep clicking on the photo booth. As I already said, there's a briefcase, the resources out there, the digital certificates. It's something that you can download for your participation in the summit. And whenever you want to know that what's coming up, have a look at the agenda, while, of course, I will keep you posted on the happenings of the day. There's a help desk that can help you, just in case if there's anything that you need to ask us. While in the meanwhile, I would find some little time to, sneak out and also take a little break. You can also take a break within the platform and play that interesting car rush game, which I still haven't been able to complete since yesterday. So today I'm going to complete my quota, but make sure you enjoy the games on the platform. With that, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look as to who is our keynote speaker for the day. Right, ladies and gentlemen, the keynote session that's going to accentuate on the difficult choice, the financial prudence or digital transformation. Well, CFOs now face a difficult choice or activity. How much and to what extent should they budget for digital transformation strategies? To start with, let's ease some of the common doubts that CFOs face, and let's help them in taking proper decisions when it comes to the future or for the survival of their organization. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me good pleasure to be inviting on stage Mark Winson Pearce, the Global Finance Chief Operating Officer from HSBC Holdings. Over to you, Mr. Pearce.
Hello, my name is Mark Winson Pearce. I'm the COO for Finance at HSBC. I have been developing digital solutions in banking for 34 years. I started my career in 1987 building trading room systems, and will likely finish my career building finance systems on the cloud. Today, I'm going to talk to you about digital transformation in finance. Before I talk to you about investing in digital, I'm going to talk about the role of finance and make it clear how I think about it. I think about finance in two halves. First of all, closing the books, the control side of finance, the part of finance which creates a data set for the rest of finance to be able to analyze. On the right-hand side, the second side of finance I see as managing resources. That's the performance side of finance. That's where we take the data and we do the analysis and we manage the resources and manage the profitability and the costs for all of our stakeholders in the company. So why invest in digital? So I've split finance up into two halves again, as I said in the previous slide. So you've got the control half of finance and the performance half of finance. And this is how I think about investing in digital for finance. So on the control side of finance, what type of investments would we make? Well, first of all, on the control side, what you want to do is you want to minimize the costs, you want to have straight through processing, and you want to have 100% automation. You want to think about the control side of finance as having the minimum amount of costs and the minimum amount of human intervention so that you can maximize the controls and minimize the cost. The other reason why you might invest in digital in the control side of finance is to improve your operational risk losses. The more straight through processing, the cleaner the digital environment is on the control side, the less mistakes that you will make. The less mistakes that you will make, the less losses you will have, or the less regulatory interventions that you will have. Lastly, the third reason I've thought for investing in digital on the control side links into the right-hand side on the performance side. You want a comprehensive baseline of data. You need a good baseline of data to be able to perform all of your statutory reporting and any other obligatory reporting you have to do, such as regulatory reporting, regardless of what industry you might be in. But more important for your organization is that you want a comprehensive baseline of data to be able to do performance. It's okay to look back on your data to be able to report what has happened, but you want to look forward on your data to predict what's going to happen in the future and adjust your business strategy. So that brings us to the right-hand side. Why would I invest in digital on the right-hand side? Well, the three things I've thought of on the right-hand side why I might invest. First of all, it's about improved resource allocation. And when I'm talking about resource allocation, I don't mean how many headcount you've got or what you're spending your money on internally. What I'm talking about is how you manage your business, how you manage your capital, how you manage your cash flow, how you manage your liquidity, how you manage all of those important resources, costs as well, obviously, within your organization. And that's incredibly important for you to be able to drive the future of the organization, not look back on the past. Secondly, on the performance side, why would you invest in digital? Well, speed of decision making. Obviously we all use computers these days, but really what you're looking for here is how can I have my calculations, how can I do my analytics as fast as I possibly can. So you may start looking at different technologies, including cloud technologies, to be able to improve the speed of delivery of data to all of the people in your organization that make decisions on how to manage the performance of the organization. The faster you get access to costs and revenue data, the faster you can make decisions to be able to alter the course of your business or take advantage of situations. Lastly, on the why invest in digital on the performance side, more data can drive better decisions. So you may want to look at investing in solutions that not only give you faster data, but give you more data. These can be difficult projects to run in terms of accessing more data in your organization, can be invasive, but more data will give you the opportunity to be able to do better analytics. You'll be able to correlate different metrics within your organization to be able to do reporting differently. It's easy to do data which is straight through in terms of costs and revenue. But when you want to correlate these across different segments, across different countries, across different areas in your customer base, that more data will drive those better decisions. So now I'm going to talk about, if you're going to make digital investments, what are the success factors you need to think about when you're making that investment and you're running those projects? Well, first of all, the sponsorship. Those digital investments can sometimes be expensive, take a long time to execute, and you're going to need all of the sponsorship to be able to see you through that. And what's important to remember is what's likely in your organization. That doesn't just mean internal sponsorship. That's quite likely to be external sponsorship, whether that be regulatory sponsorship, whether that be sponsorship from your board, or sponsorship from your customer base. Secondly, communication. You can't do enough communication. It's linked to sponsorship, and it's making sure that everybody in the organization understands why you're doing what you're doing. It's really important for them to understand it. The more they understand it, the more they can sponsor you and the more they can get behind it. Thirdly, talent. You can't do any digital transformation without having the right talent on board. Think about what you've got to deliver and go and get the best of it. Go and get the best internally from your business people, from your finance people, from your technology people. And you're almost certainly going to want partners to work with. So go and find the best partners. They're not always the obvious ones. They can be slightly different ones. You can be looking at fintechs. You can be looking at really big partners, whether they be the consulting firms that you're used to using. But go and make sure that you've got a broad range of talent to deliver. Use cases. It's an extremely important success factor. There is no point starting unless you know why you're going to use the digital investment. It seems obvious, but there are many, many projects that start without understanding what the end point is, about understanding how you're going to use the data, about how you're going to use the transformation, and that you're really clear on your requirements. You don't have to do a waterfall process. You can do an agile process. You can work through those requirements. But you've got to be able to understand how and why you're going to use it to convince your sponsors to invest. Data. If you're going to have a successful digital transformation, you're going to need to have access to data. And that brings us to how you're going to access that data. Your organization will have data in many, many forms, and you've got to decide how to bring that together. That may be that you implement internal APIs. That may mean that you implement different databases. It may be that you use certain vendor solutions to be able to bring the data together. But you've got to have a strategy for how you're going to access the data to deliver your digital transformation. The workforce plan. This one's not talked about too much, but it is becoming increasingly important. When you're delivering your transformation, it's not just going to be about technology, it's going to be about your people. So lots of projects have very, very detailed plans about what their technology architecture is going to look like before, what it's going to look like afterwards. They'll have their data, they'll have their data plans, they'll have their data architecture, they'll have their taxonomies, they'll have all of those things. And they probably won't think about, well, what does my workforce look like before and after? How many people have I got? Where are they going to be based? And importantly, what skills will they be required to have to be able to work with the transformation when I finished? It may be that you have lots of accountants now, but it may be that you need more programmers at the end of your transformation. It may be that you need more data scientists and less accountants. So you've got to be clear as to what that workforce looks like, where they're going to be, what skills they're going to have, and where you're going to recruit them from. And finally, technology, IT. You're not going to be able to do a digital transformation without investing in technology. And you need the best technology people possible. It doesn't need to be spaceship technology, but you need to make sure that you've got good technologists, a good technology plan, and it matches what you want to do with your use cases. And I've drawn a cloud up there because I firmly believe that the future of technology is going to be developing solutions in the cloud. It gives you great flexibility. It gives you great performance. There's plenty of vendors out there that you can use, and you can deliver it much faster in the cloud. So now I just want to finish with 3 conclusions about some of the things that you need to think about when investing in digital solutions in finance. And these are the 3 things that I would concentrate on. First of all, build a business case. Understand why you're investing. And when I talk about a business case, that business case isn't just about, does it give me a return on investment? It's about understanding why you are investing, understanding what you're trying to achieve. A business case isn't just about, do the numbers add up? It's about whether what you're trying to do adds up. That business case, you'll use that all the way through your digital investments, because you'll test yourself against that business case all the time. Is it costing me what I thought it would? Is it giving me the financial benefit that I thought it would? And is it delivering what I want it to deliver? Secondly, a catch-all this one, maximize your success factors. The things I talked about on the previous slide, look at those and decide which ones are the most important ones for your organization. But make sure that you maximize your ability and your opportunity for success. You've got to be able to think about what's going to make the outcome a success. And lastly, and most importantly, don't go through hundreds of committees wondering whether you should do digital investment in finance. Don't wait. It's almost certainly necessary, and enjoy your digital transformation. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Mark, for rendering the keynote. I think that felt impactful, and also, good learnings from there. To all my audience members, I'll just quickly urge you to familiarize yourself with the platform. I'll be right back for the next session.